deep does the rabbit hole go? Okay, I was just reading up on Nimrod and Semiramis and how our Statue of Liberty is basically Semiramis, okay? The woman who Nimrod had a child with. Okay, I don't know, man, this is really messed up. The more I read about this, the more I read about symbology and how there's symbols everywhere and they mean things, and it all points back to Babylon. It all points back to the false Messiah, Nimrod. It's just ridiculous. This whole thing is just, oh my goodness. I mean, let me just explain a few things. Apollo, Nimrod, whatever name you want to come up with, of all these gods that seem to come to the forefront, these false gods, they all are associated with sun worship. Even Semiramis, the Statue of Liberty, is associated with sun worship. Okay? It's really weird, because the Statue of Liberty, you have this symbol on her head, right? And it's the exact same looking as a coin I saw. A coin of Semiramis. It looks the exact same. It's just really disturbing. Okay, and she's holding a torch. And when you see those movies from Columbia Pictures, that's Semiramis too. It looks a lot like the Statue of Liberty, holding the torch. Okay, what is this torch? Oh my goodness. It's Queen Semiramis of Babylon is the goddess of the moon, right? Nimrod is the sun god. Apollo is the sun god. Who did they replace Jesus with in Rome? Apollo. Well, in a sense, what it was is they were trying to adapt Christianity to paganism, basically. What they did is they had all these pagan gods, which have changed names throughout the ages. That's what's so sickening about this whole thing, too, is these gods. It started out, you had the sun and the moon god. This is so sickening. This is so sickening. Just listen to this. It's disgusting, man. Nimrod, the sun god, right? Semiramis, the moon god. Well, where do we see the moon god today? What was Allah? If you look at Muhammad's parents' last name, it had the moon god in their last name. They removed all the other pagan gods and just stuck with the moon god, and then they added a little hint of Christianity to it and Judaism. Right? And what is it in the Catholic Church? You have the sun god. In a sense, basically they were worshiping Apollo in Rome and many other gods, Cybele. And what did they do? They had Diana. They have all these false gods, right? Greece and Rome. And they needed to basically convert the pagans. So they made Jesus kind of like Apollo, okay? But we see, this is so disgusting, man. I mean, who is the whore of Babylon? Semiramis, the moon god, okay? The whore of Babylon, right? There's so much in this. It's just disgusting, man. I mean, look at this. Nimrod, born on December 25th. What do they celebrate in Rome? Saturnalia. I can't even pronounce it. On December 25th, or actually December 17th and December 25th, right? And then they had to put Jesus' birthday on December 25th, right? And call it Christmas, right? This whole thing is just utterly ridiculous. And the Protestants act like they were protesting. They're protesting against the Catholic Church for all its evil. But then they go from the pot into the fire. You know what I mean? They jump from one era to another era. They celebrate all the paganism too. I mean, not in the exact same way, not in the traditional way, but then they have Gnosticism. Their Calvinist doctrine is Gnostic. Okay? The Christians fought the Gnostics in the New Testament. They were the wolves in sheep's clothing. They were the ones they called the Antichrist in 1 John 4:3. That denied Christ came in the flesh. The Gnostics denied that Christ came in the flesh. Okay? Ask Christians. Ask so many Christians today. When you go to heaven, are you in the flesh? Are you physical? Oh, and then they'll quote a verse. Flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of heaven. Then they don't quote the rest of the verse. Okay? Where it says incorruption can't inherit, or corruption can't inherit incorruption. In reality, when you say that when you end up in heaven, you're not physical but just a spirit, you're actually denying that Christ came in the flesh in a roundabout way, though it doesn't sound like it. This is how the devil works, man. He tries to get you to compromise on secondary things that are very important. Okay? You're not really denying that Christ came in the flesh, but are you not? Think about it. It says that Christians are resurrected with Christ. How was Christ resurrected? Was he resurrected in the flesh or not? Is Christ in the flesh right now in heaven or not? Yes or no? If you say that Christ isn't in the flesh in heaven, you're the Antichrist. 1 John 4:3. You see what I'm getting at? Oh, but then that gets you all confused, don't it? Well, I thought your flesh and blood can't be in heaven, right? So you see what I'm getting at? All this stuff is just, it's a cluster. You know what, dude? It's a cluster